Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're here on the beautiful beaches of Aruba. And today what we have for you are the don'ts of visiting this gorgeous island. And the first don't I have for you actually deals with the name of Aruba. Now, Aruba, they'll say it's part of the Netherlands Antilles or the Dutch Antilles or the Dutch Caribbean. You'll see that a lot here. But my don't for you is don't take the Dutch part too far. Now, Aruba actually is a sovereign country within the Kingdom of the Netherlands. And also, they are polyglots like the Dutch and the Netherlands. You know, they speak the local language, Papiamento, but also they speak Dutch and English and Spanish and maybe some Portuguese and some other stuff. So there are some Dutchisms here. And actually, probably the best one is the pastechi, which is a pastry that's stuffed with cheese they fry up. Yes, the love of cheese kind of came over as well. But in general, don't think you're going to be in the Netherlands. You know, you might smell the wacky tobacco every so often, but that doesn't mean it's legal here. I mean, they do have a bulldog cafe like you have in the Netherlands. They have one right here on Palm Beach you can go to. Not going to be having the wacky tobacco like you have there. So don't think that that's a legal thing. And another big don't I think is a big difference between the Dutch and the Netherlands versus here has to do with time. I mean, we are in the island, so don't get in a hurry to get your order taken, to get your drinks to you, get your food to you, getting checked into your hotel, getting your breakfast line at your inclusive hotel or at your normal hotel. Look, you gotta have patience when you're here, okay? That's why I want to really stress that, yes, it is the Dutch Caribbean, but it's not super Dutch all the time, so have a heads up for that. Now, another don't I have for you, and moving away from the Dutch part of it, is don't worry about the rain or the hurricanes actually too much. This is a desert island, not deserted island you'll see with all the tourists here, but it is a desert island, which means there's very little rainfall that actually comes through here. And we're actually just south of the hurricane lane or hurricane road or whatever you want to say. So actually this place does not get hit by hurricanes very often. So that means it's popular all year round because you can come all year round. And when you're enjoying those beaches all year round, one of the things that's nice here that you don't have to worry about that you have a lot in some of the other Caribbean islands is you don't have to worry about the over-aggressive touts. The touts on the beach here are pretty laid back. Like, if they want you to go take a boat ride or go do something else, they'll just ask you. And if you're like, nah, I'm good, man. Like, all right, good, have a good day. And then they might chat you up just to have a conversation, not to get you to buy. So that's really kind of nice. Now, my next don't for you has to deal with when you are on these gorgeous beaches that encircle this entire beautiful island. And that is, don't forget the sunblock and your sun protection. Yes, I know my face is red, but I've been putting on 50 on my face with my hat. The sun is super strong here. We're only a few degrees away from the equator. So you have pounding sun. And remember, not a lot of rain means not a lot of clouds. So it's hitting you all the time with the reflection off the water. And if you're going to be doing things like the parasailing or kite surfing or going hiking in the national park and stuff like that, the sun is still hitting down on you. So you got to be careful with that. So make sure you're lathering up early and often. And going along with that is also don't forget to stay hydrated. And no, I'm not saying just stay hydrated on the Balashi beer and the Palmera rum, which are both actually pretty good, but you want to stay hydrated with the water here. And yes, you can drink the water here in Aruba. When you go to the restaurants, they will just keep filling up your water all the time. Just keep knocking it back and knocking it back. I mean, we've got water bottles we're taking with us everywhere. I mean, I have mine here filled up with water from the hotel. No big deal. You have that. So stay hydrated because really you do dry out very quickly here with the heat and with everything. Because remember, it's a desert island, okay? So have a heads up for that. Now, another beach don't I have for you is don't think you can just roll up and take a palapa. If you're not sure what a palapa is, those are the tents you'll see, like the umbrella, the beach umbrella that's made out of like reeds and leaves and stuff like that. You may see, oh, there's an open one right there. I'll just hop there. Oh, no, 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 no. Someone is going to be paying for that or they're going to make you pay for that. So if you do want one, make sure you reserve one or ask if there's one available. A lot of the hotels have their own, and so you might do the night before, go down and say like, hey, could I reserve one for tomorrow? So you can have that because with that intense sun, you're going to want to have some kind of sun protection. Oh, and if you're at your hotel, don't forget to take back your towels because they might charge you if you don't take them back if you get those free towels, just FYI. Now, another don't I have for you is don't worry about exchanging your dollars because here you can pay with the US dollar, no problem. Now, remember, I told you this is part of the Netherlands Antilles. You know, it's within the Kingdom of the Netherlands. They don't use the euro here. They actually have the florins is their local currency, and you might get change back in that, but you can pay with US dollars anywhere, no problem. And the thing is, you will need to be getting some of those US dollars in the ubiquitous ATMs that are all over, because my next don't for you is don't have a heart attack when you see the prices for the food at the restaurants. Look, Aruba, it's an island, which makes things expensive already. And also, it's a very popular tourist island. And also, people know that they can come here any time of the year, so it's always popular. And so those prices are high, and higher, okay? So do have a heads up for it, especially when you're going out to eat. So prepare your budget accordingly, all right? So there are a lot of supermarkets and mini markets all over the island. So when you're driving around or going around, pick some stuff up so you can have some snacks in the room. So instead of having, 3 meals, so maybe you only have 2 meals, And so what we do is we actually have a big breakfast at our hotel because it's included in our hotel. And then we have, just a really big lunch or like kind of later lunch or an earlier dinner if we can have it. We do that to kind of get us through the day. Now, the thing is, though, what I will warn you about is my next dome for you, and that is, don't think you can eat all the time. Now, there's tons of tourist places out there, okay? Yes, you'll see tons of Taco Bells and KFCs and stuff like that. And actually, for your budget, maybe you want to go to one of those. I know it sounds sacrilegious to say that, but the thing is, with the prices you're paying, I mean, think about it. The 4 of us are going out to eat, and it's $200 for the 4 of us to eat. And we're not drinking wine or anything like that. It's just an expensive proposition to go out to eat. That sometimes ordering that Domino's, going to the little pizzeria on the beach, or going to one of these a burger joint or some kind of kiosk, or just getting the pasticci, something like that, can really save your budget because, man, it is pricey when you are here, okay? So do have a heads up for that. And I wanted to talk about this that got kind of mixed up. Is another don't I have for you is don't expect you can eat all the time. Yes, the tourist stuff is open all the time. But if you want to go to restaurants, some lunch restaurants will close at 3 or 3:30, and dinner places might not open till 6. So if you're like my dad, who likes to eat at 5 o'clock sharp, you might have some issues. So you might have to go to those touristy places that might be a bit more expensive, okay? And the thing is, we actually brought some snacks for the kids so we have in the room. But also, we bought more snacks when we were were around the island and just went to the many supermarkets that were here. Prices at the supermarkets are significantly cheaper in relation to back home versus the prices for restaurants to back home, okay? So that's a nice thing to check out. Now, another thing I want to talk about with the eating is don't expect to eat inside. With views like this, you're going to want to have dinner on the beach looking out at the sunset. It's gorgeous. And so you have a lot of outdoor seating when you're here. So just be ready for that. That's why you want to be lathered up and have your hat in case you are eating outside. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's a wonderful thing eating outside here, but it's something you really got to think about if you were worried about the sun and stuff like that. And the reason I want to talk about this is because my next don't for you is don't skip the sunset. I mean, the sunset here in Aruba is just spectacular. The colors that appear out from the sea, and when the sea and the sun meet, I mean, it's just a gorgeous experience. Even my kids are like, Dad, this is a really beautiful sunset. I mean, it's got to be something that a 13-year-old and 8-year-old are like, wow, Dad, that's a really beautiful sunset. I'm like, yes, it is. So make sure you do get a chance to do that. Don't just sit inside and kind of relax and wait for dinner. Go enjoy that sunset and have a nice time when you're here. Now, my next don't for you is don't think that Aruba is just the high-rise and low-rise hotel areas. Most likely, this is where you're going to stay. You have the high-rise area, which is where Palm Beach is. Where the Holiday Inn, the Marriott, and the Hyatt are and stuff like that. The high-rise, the taller hotels, versus the low-rise ones that are on Eagle Beach. Look, you can go around this island. There's a lot to see and do when you're here. And you can rent a car just for a day to go and explore, or get one of those gators and drive around. You can do it. I mean, yesterday we spent the day driving around, going up to the California lighthouse and going up there. I would say, don't go up the lighthouse if you're claustrophobic or scared of heights or scared of the dark. I mean, Liam had a tough time, so just have a heads up for that. But just going up there, it's gorgeous. Driving around, okay, you can go, yes, there's a donkey sanctuary you can go to. There's an ostrich farm you can go to. We went on the east side of the island, and over there, it's a very much a rougher beaches and stuff like that. So you want to be careful. But you have the natural bridge you can go see when you're there. There's a fort you can see when you're there. The national park is over there, so you can go hiking. You can see the cave paintings that are here. I mean, there's a lot of really cool stuff to do when you're on the island, and it's not just here on the beaches of the high-rise and low-rise kind of resort areas. You can really get out, okay? And that's why my next don't for you is don't think you have to do a tour when you're here. You can rent a car and do it on your own. It is very easy to drive around here. The roads are good. The people are nice. It was very easy to drive around. Even with all the tourists that are here, it was very simple. I mean, we went from the California lighthouse in the very north to, down to Baby Beach in the very south. And we were just like, wow, that's really easy. Nothing was very far. It's really, really worth it, okay? So get out there and explore the island. And yes, you can go to the capital, Randstad, and go there, and you can do your shopping, because yes, there's a lot of shopping there. There's a lot of shopping everywhere here, but there's really a lot of stuff you can do. And if you want to just do the beach or relax, you can, but honestly, get out and kind of explore more. But the thing is, my next don't for you is, don't forget that there's a big difference between the beaches on the West Coast here, where it's kind of calm and nice and stuff like that, and the East Coast beaches. On the East Coast, you have a lot rougher waves, stuff like that. So I would not recommend taking the kids to the East Coast beaches because those rough seas. Stay on the West Coast side because it's a lot more calm. Or yes, you go down to Baby Beach, which is very nice, where the coral is really easy to float over and stuff like that and snorkel down. Though it is weird when you're on this beautiful beach and then you look up and you look back and you see an oil refinery right there. So do have a heads up, you're going to Baby Beach. That's kind of a funny thing. Also, in regards to the coral, there's a lot of coral here, and it will wash up on shore. You will step on it when you go out there, so do be careful, but don't take the coral, okay? Don't take it home. Leave it here, all right? Make sure you don't take it with you. You'll see signs saying, don't take the plant life, don't take the animal life. That includes the coral, okay? Now, going back to the Randstad, going back to the capital, my next don't for you is, if you see the big cruise ships in, like 2 of them, maybe don't go that day. Ask your hotel, hey, is there a cruise ship coming in today? They probably will know, because once there gets 2 big cruise ships in there, think about it, 10,000 tourists invading for 4 hours. So do have a heads up, because it can get a little crazy at that time. Other times, it's actually pretty laid back and relaxed. And the thing is, if you're in there in the evening, most of the cruise ships have got the people back on the boats by then. So it kind of calms down, so you can do that and enjoy the town then. But just have a heads up for those cruise ships. Now, some other don'ts I have for you that are a little quicker ones. 1, don't forget to tip. Here in Aruba, you're going to be tipping about 15% on your bill. Yes, I know it's expensive when you're going out to eat here, but you also do tip. And I'll be honest, the service here, the quality of the food, you will be happy with it. At least we've been very happy with it, which is super nice, because yes, I'm paying a lot of money, but I'm getting good service and really good food. I'm kind of okay with that, which is really nice. And actually, people in the food service industry here are very well trained as well. So that's a really nice thing. Another don't I have for you is, don't worry when you're here. Aruba is super safe. And the thing is, you can go out at night, you can enjoy yourself and stuff like that and have a good time in the high-rise district, the low-rise district. You're going around. If you're in the capital, stuff like that, you're going to be pretty safe. I mean, honestly, use your usual tourist insights like, or should I not be here? Maybe not. Obviously, in the evening time, things always get a little bit more, dangerous overall. But honestly, Aruba's not really dangerous. Your most danger here is the sun. And when you're driving around, when the other tourists aren't paying attention because they're looking to that beautiful beach and whoops, they quickly jump out of the way. I mean, we've almost been hit a couple times, so do have a heads up, because you may think the drivers see you, but they might not, because they're looking at all the different stuff, all the beauty that's here. Also, another don't I have for you is, don't forget to rent that rental car before you come, if you're going to be coming here during the holidays or on a weekend, because a lot of the places, a lot of the rental car agencies actually book up and they have no cars. I mean, we had to go to 3 when we came here. I mean, we weren't supposed to come to Aruba. This was really a last minute thing. Like, we got the tickets the day before. So we flew in, we got in, and we went to Alamo. They're like, no, we have no cars. Went to another place. No, we don't have any cars. We went to a budget. Oh, we have no cars. Oh, wait, we have 1 car left and we have to get it here for you. Like, that's fine. We'll get it whenever you can get it for us. And we're talking to them like, yeah, on the weekends, especially holidays and stuff like that, make sure you're booking those cars early, because there's a limited supply of them. Now, another don't I have for you is, don't skip out on Carnival if you can come here when it's Carnival season. Mardi Gras in the US, they have Carnival here, and it's one of the biggest places for Carnival in the world. So definitely, if you come here for Carnival, enjoy the music and the dancing and everything, it's well worth it. And my last don't for you is, one thing is, when you're going to be leaving Aruba, just remember, if you're going to be going to the US from Aruba, they do customs and stuff like that here before you go back to the US. So it can take a little bit longer to get through customs, to get checked in. So my don't is, don't wait for the last minute to get to the airport, because you might get stuck in line and you don't want to miss your flight. Though maybe you do want to miss your flight, because it really is gorgeous here. Anyway, I hope this helps you know a bit more about Aruba. Special thank you to all of our members on YouTube, all of our patrons on Patreon for helping us make honest travel videos like this. And we wish you all the best, and bye from here in Aruba.